Hey, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Okay, something I didn't do, I apologize. Let's stop typing. Okay, current blood sugar has dropped to 11.3. So that's good news. I'm finally down a bit. Okay. Insulin levels have stayed pretty simple. I haven't got any more insulin yet, so once I get that from the nurse, I'll be able to improve that. I had quite a lot of correction going on, and we know this when we take a look at the blood sugars. And what was I getting? I was getting on average 2.6 units, 9 units, almost 1. And the last one, or not the last one, the first one I got was about 2.75 units. So insulin is there. Insulin is doing what it's supposed to be doing. I will wait to see how this plays out. Okay, so we're gone down. Time in range, we're at 13%, which means 87% I have been out of range. I've been higher than I need to be. This here still is okay. This number, 13% of the time. So, let me just give one moment here. 13 times 15 equals, divided by 60. 3.25 hours. 3 hours and 15 minutes. A little over that. I was in range. So, yes, I'm probably fighting something. Or am I? Today I want to discuss insulin resistance. Does it play a role in type 1 diabetes? Stay tuned, we'll be right back. This channel is provided for informational purposes only. Contact your physician for any diagnostic or treatment plan. Hi, welcome back. So, insulin resistance. You know, for so long, I was always taught Type 1 diabetes, your body does not produce any insulin. Type 1 or type 2 we're talking about, is the one where insulin resistance sits in. Exercise can help lower your blood sugar, pure and simple, on either end. It can help lower your blood sugar. Your body produces insulin as it sees fit. You're going to have higher insulin levels in type 2. So, to cut back, that's why losing weight works, because you're putting the stress off your body. Okay, that's what I always understood. Now, type 1s can have insulin resistance also. That was a mind-shattering idea. Insulin resistance just means that you need more insulin for your body to work. Weight loss can help. Excuse me for a second. Be right back. Weight loss can help in any situation. You need to concentrate on how much refined sugar you're eating. Okay? You lessen the effects of insulin resistance. I have insulin resistance. I have it. It used to be in the morning. I would just be insulin resistant. The moment I woke up, it seemed like I was already heading up. And they kept giving me insulin. I wouldn't start going down till after lunch. And then I'd settle down all night and go up again. So you can have insulin resistance. Is it something you need to worry about? Yes, because more insulin, and remember, I'm not a doctor here. Anything I say, get checked out with a doctor before you try implementing. I don't have the cure for insulin resistance, but I've done a little bit of research on it. Take notes if you want and go ask your doctor. So, things you want to do is you want to cut down on processed foods. So we're talking your chips, your pies, your cookies. Want whole grain foods, complex carbohydrates. Yes, carbohydrates does play a role, especially in type 1. So after you eat, get out and walk. Go for a walk. If you're high in the morning, go for a walk. I used to know a diabetic who had this problem, and she would walk to work, and it brought down her blood sugar. It didn't cure the insulin resistance, but it brought down the insulin in her body started to work better. So, 2 things you really need to know, especially if you're on the pump. Long-acting or basal insulin is just there to keep you going. It is not there to control high blood sugars. Let's get that out in the open right now. Corrections or bolus is how you maintain. So what I'm saying is don't necessarily just go and increase the long acting because it won't work. I can remember my family moved down to Texas, and I was waiting to see a doctor to get prescription to get insulin. I had my intermediate, which was NPH at the time, and I tried to control my body. I didn't go into DKA, but I wasn't great control either. So, eating right. Now, while there's no diabetic diet, cutting down sugars, going for a walk, there is, some people say drinking water helps. Don't do astronomical correction values, because if you end up doing that, you could just end up being in the opposite DK, having severe low blood sugars, and you don't want that. Boom. So I've done a video just a couple days ago about walking. I wish I could walk. I would be out walking around. My chair isn't even comfortable, so I can't even go out rolling. But giving yourself insulin, more insulin, and more insulin, and more insulin is just gonna make you hungry. Now, as type 1s, we all know that feeling hungry, oh God, especially when you're low, you want to eat everything in sight, and it's difficult trying to control this. But if you're taking too much insulin, you're gonna have that all the time. And that really isn't what you want to do. Discuss with your doctor if you're finding you're needing more and more insulin. Discuss with your doctor how he or she would like you to do it. Stop eating processed sugar. Things like prepared cereals, burgers, pizza. You're going to have to learn to cook. I wasn't terrible at it, but I could boil an egg. And like I said, I started to say earlier, there is no diabetic diet, but complex carbs, fruits, vegetables, limit any sort of sweets you want, because the more you boost your carbs, the more chance you're going to have. One thing I learned while I was checking things out for this video is that people screw up on carb counting. Well, I guess that's nothing new. They say up to 20% carbs are missed, carbs are overcounted, undercounted. Now, if you're having less food, less carbs means less chance that the insulin will have an effect. Sorry, let me rephrase that. 100% or 20% of 100 is 20 units. If we take that down, 30 units of 20% is what? 4 or 5, 6 units. So I did do the math. But the gap has narrowed. As you lose weight and as you introduce your body to less stress on it, and I don't mean stress as, oh my God, I have to work today, but I mean carrying around the excess body fat can help. I've lost some, haven't lost where I really want to be. But remember, insulin resistant some part during your day is okay. You and your doctor can deal with it. Just giving loads of extra insulin isn't always the answer. You can speak to your dietitian on what foods are best suited for you. Imagine that. Best suited foods. Eating sensibly can help. So we've talked about you should have protein, lean meats. You can get these plates that are divided into 3, and you have your carbohydrates, and you have your vegetables, or you have your salad and your vegetables, and then you have your protein. Doing all this will help lower your blood sugar, help lower your body weight. Now, the more insulin you have in your system, the more your body is going to, how do I say it, is want more food. Insulin helps store fat, pure and simple. So I assume eating less fat could help, but I think everything in the proteins are important, fats are important, fruits, vegetables, they're all important. And your body converts the majority of that into carbs. Carbs needs insulin, but it needs an appropriate amount of insulin. You and your doctor should have a discussion about weight loss. If you're like me and it's totally out to lunch, you can get from your doctor a referral to an internalist who specializes in obesity. In our culture, obesity is a disease. Don't worry, it happens. Just get up after your meal, keep moving. I do my exercise after lunch, after dinner. I keep on my feet. I just mimic walking. I just keep my arms going. You can get chair aerobics. Just do something. Don't just sit down in front of TV. So obviously, snacking, unless prescribed by your dietitian, is out of the picture. Sitting down with a whole bag of potato chips and dip aren't going to help achieve your goal of losing weight. And the insulin resistance will just continue to go up and up. So let's review. Eat a sensible diet. Check with your doctor about how much insulin to give. 3, move. Get out, do some sort of exercise. whether it be chair, walking is great. Keep yourself hydrated. But in order of all, before you start trying to control your insulin resistance, get in touch with your doctor and keep in touch with your doctor throughout the plan. Remember, it took you a while to get into the state you are in. It will take a bit to get out. And with that, have a great day. We'll talk again soon. Bye. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.